So with the release of Gotham Knights, I've been looking for a game to play other than Gotham Knights because Gotham Knights has like a special thing in my head where it's like I want to play the game, but at the same time I don't want to pay for the game. Like in my mind already, the game hasn't come out. I haven't played it. I don't really know its value proposition, even though I've seen reviews of things of that nature, but I don't really know its value proposition. But in my head already, its value has been downgraded to Game Pass standard, and I don't want anything but Game Pass standard. And when I say Game Pass standard, I mean Gotham Knights I can either buy for $30, $30 to $40, or I can get it on Game Pass. That's what I think Game Pass games are. Games that I wouldn't buy unless it was significantly on sale and it was the last thing that I had to play. I've made that decision in my mind, and with that being said, I've decided not to play Gotham Knights. Modern Warfare 2, I haven't really had a chance to play that game until today. I just got it. I'm going to be streaming it soon. So my whole library has been pretty dry. I haven't really had many games to play. I've just been playing a lot of backlog games, and I saw a video by Luke Stevenson where he was talking about this one particular game that I haven't heard of since I was a legit, to be honest with you, like a little kid, or not a kid, but 2013, 2012, like teenager times. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't heard of this game in mad long, and I was like, oh yeah, what happened to that game? Why don't people talk about this game anymore? Like, why isn't this a game thrown into the mix when talking about major exclusives from major console holders? And the game I'm talking about here today is Rise, Son of Rome. This game is a Roman inspired game with a nice story. I feel like it follows the same template as Sony games nowadays, where it's very cinematic. The combat is very streamlined and very easy to pick up and has a little bit of mastery to it. They've decided to make their own version of that, and they were one of the first. I would say, like, Last of Us came out and then Rise, Son of Rome came out. It was one of their marquee new exclusive games for the Xbox One at the time, and I decided to play through it. And I must say, I'm very much so surprised, which I always am when it comes to the Xbox exclusives that just didn't get the respect it deserved. Like, for example, Quantum Break, Sunset Overdrive. Those games are games that just don't get the shine they deserve. Like, of course, you have the Crackdowns and you have the Halos and the Gears, but no one really talks about those other exclusives that were pretty good games that just didn't get the attention they needed, along with Titanfall, RIP Titanfall. But I'm just gonna go ahead and give my thoughts on the game. Let me know if you guys have played this game in the comment section down below, and you know, also if you like what you're hearing here, go check out the game. It's on Steam. I bought it for $3. It's not that expensive nowadays. It's really easy to get a hold of. Honestly, it surprised me that they do not have this game on Game Pass along with those other games I just mentioned, Quantum Break, Sunset Overdrive. None of those games are on Game Pass. It's as if they don't want people to know about these games or know that they're Xbox exclusive, or they have a deal blocking them from Game Pass, but it's very, very weird how that works out. So without getting into spoilers too much, I want to just go ahead and talk about the story, the plot, and the drive for the game. So if I could put this in words, I would say that this game is literally Batman in Rome, because the main character and what he is there to do and kind of the motif of what he has going on, it's kind of like as if Batman and God of War had a baby and you got Rise, Son of Rome. And essentially, the guy is about vengeance. You know, he has a whole bunch of events unfold in his life. I know this game is pretty old, but I still want to go a little bit vague on this because I like the story and I like what they do in this game, and I want other people to experience it spoiler free. But he have events happen and he's all about vengeance. You know what I'm saying? Like the Batman, I am vengeance type shit. So he goes around, he gets his vengeance, killing people, and he's also like can be looked at as a leader, a high-ranking officer in the Roman Empire, and he seeks vengeance on everyone who has, you know, pretty much led him and his crew astray and to their deaths ultimately. But I feel like the story is serviceable. It's nothing special, but it's definitely serviceable. It allowed me to get what I wanted out of it through and through, and I enjoyed the story very much. It's been keeping me hooked for the past week or so playing the game, and it does push you along to your next combat section, and it does its job. It's not the best thing in the world, I wouldn't say that, but it's definitely not bad at all. It's just mid-tier, good story, good plot, and it's pushing you through. So let's get into the meat and the potatoes of this whole review. The gameplay. The gameplay is very, very fun. I enjoy this game a lot. I feel bad about it for some reason, because I feel like even though I'm sure the gameplay has a reason, it probably is partially the reason why this game isn't looked at as one of the greatest games ever, or put in those same, talks as, PlayStation exclusives and things of that nature. It's because of the combat. I could definitely tell there is some jank there. It needed some polish, a little more thought going into it, but I enjoyed it. It's just like fun. It reminds me a lot of this one Xbox 360 arcade game where it was like a football game, and essentially you were juking and avoiding getting tackled the entire game. It was like an arcadey type game. There was no story to it, but you just had to pretty much hit the corresponding button to either roll around the football player, or to juke him, or use your joystick to kind of like juke and go in another direction from the direction that you're traveling. It was a really fun and simple, very simple game, and I feel like Rise Son of Rome does that, but with the Batman Arkham combat style. So it is very much Batman Arkham like. So you have your regular strike, I would say, which is X, and then you have a heavy attack with your shield, which is Y, and essentially you parry using A. And I like the way the whole thing flows. It actually feels really, really dope, especially like one thing I will say, they do a really good job with immersion and graphics, even though we're not talking about that now, but the immersion part of this game, while you're in combat, you might hit them with a strike and then someone else is about to hit you, but you were going for another strike on that person you were hitting. So you press A and you could tell the character kind of adjusts his weight to meet that counter parry, you know what I'm saying? Like it just looks really dope is what I'm trying to get at here. But the combat, though dope, it really is satisfying at times. It can be a bit too easy. I do think that this one thing that I didn't like, it was very annoying, kind of balances out the fact that it's so easy. But I will say, you have your parry and then you also have a dodge, like a roll dodge type of situation. And you're expected to use the roll dodge when an enemy has an attack that is too powerful to be parried, like other games do. But in this game, it's kind of annoying because sometimes it can be quite annoying trying to switch up from a parry to a dodge, especially when you don't really see it coming. The camera can really work against you a lot, and I feel like that the camera itself brings a lot of issues, not only with the parrying / dodge, because you can't tell when you have to dodge a hit, because the camera can be all over the place and you can't really see the red outline of a character to know that you should be dodging. The problem with that is once you hit that parry button, you're locked into this window where you can't really do much. You just got to sit there and take whatever hit is coming your way. If you hit the parry button too early, you can't hit the parry button and then dodge out of the way. It just simply doesn't work that way. So if the camera is not working in your favor and someone hits you with the unparryable attack, then essentially if you press that A button, you're taking that hit no matter what. But the parry system isn't the only thing that the camera fucks up in combat. Another problem, which I've heard a lot of people talk about in this game while looking up discourse on the game, is the fact that one thing that you might notice with the game is that they have finishers in the game, and in the finishers you have to do these QTEs, and when you do these QTEs, essentially you have X and you have Y, and the color of the corresponding button will flash on the character to let you know which QTE you should press. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with literally anything. You don't even have to press the buttons correctly to get the finisher kill, nor do you have to press the buttons correctly to get your little XP things. And let me go ahead and explain that. So you have 4 tiers of, like, I guess, gauges and volumes that help you do different things in combat. You have your focus meter, which of course is what it sounds like. You kind of have this meter that you can build up to do an ultimate focus in you're moving in slow motion, you get to attack everybody. Also, you have XP, which gives you more XP as you do your finishers, and it allows you to get your upgrades a little bit faster. You also have healing, so if you're down low and you need to heal, you can press that, and every time you do a finisher, you'll heal, and that is the only way to heal in the game. And then also you have damage, where if you do finishers, the more damage you can, dish out to give you more finishers. What I realized is when you do your finisher and you do your QTE, it doesn't really matter much at all, if any. I haven't really gone into the research of it, but it doesn't seem like it matters much in the grand scheme if you actually press the QTEs correctly. And I believe the reason they did that was because the camera is so shitty in this game. The camera is really bad. It messes up a lot. I wish they would have done more with the camera to make it better so that these other parts of combat doesn't seem so disjointed, because literally everything falls because of that goddamn camera. The game is too easy, so I respect it. I respect the fact that the difficulty comes from fighting the goddamn goddamn camera, because the game is very well too easy. I can say that, but I can definitely say the things that the camera fuck up is worth enough fixing the camera to not be a difficulty slider, but fixing the camera to maybe add difficulty, to add other layers to this game, because it was well needed. Other than that, enjoyed the combat. You know what I'm saying? Like, the combat was dope through and through. And I cannot complain about it outside of those small complaints, which is just the camera. Now, graphics and presentation wise, this game is really, really dope. It makes me think, I wonder what Xbox could have created had they stuck on this path of creating quality exclusives for their console. I believe after Sunset Overdrive, they essentially stopped releasing quality exclusives. I mean, the only quality exclusive, at least I can think about, that's not like a third party or a big brand title or a niche title, the only thing I could think of is Crackdown, but it's not quality. It's not a quality game in my opinion. It's very B tier. Shit, I would say it's double A tier. But shit, honestly, I would say it's a single A tier, to be honest with you, because the game is just not good at all, and I don't really like it. And I feel like Halo Infinite was like the big bang, like, oh, Xbox can release AAA exclusives that are dope, you know what I'm saying, campaign wise at least. So I mean, I wish they can bring Rise on Rome back. I would beg for a sequel or a reboot. It does need a full reboot, I would say, you know, kind of bring it into modern times. I want them to keep that Rome aesthetic, keep that Batman Arkham style type combat with some freshen it up to, you know, feel new, feel different, feel, you know, refined, and keep it gritty to what this game was able to, you know, establish, because I love the grittiness of this game. The graphics, bring all that shit back, because honestly, I think this is what a lot of people want. They just don't know this thing exists because it's been like shitted on for so long. Maybe that might be what happened with Gotham Knights. Like, it just gets shitted on so much that in the future someone comes across and is like, this isn't so bad. I know that's gonna happen to Saints Row, but definitely this game, though I'm sure a lot of critics did look down on it, I wasn't around, I never played it, this is my first time playing it. This game holds up really well to be played in 2022 for a game that came out in 2013 as an Xbox exclusive. Yeah, there's some problems with it. Yeah, it's a little too easy. Yeah, the camera is shit, but I like the rest of this game. This game really didn't make me happy inside. So let me know what you think about this video. Are you going to be playing Rise of Rome anytime soon? It's on PC and not on Game Pass. Xbox, fix that. What are you doing? But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.